Good morning and welcome to Fort Lee, New Jersey, specifically the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex. We are just about set for some Saturday morning soccer, specifically boys varsity soccer, as the Fort Lee Bridgemen will host the St. Joe's Regional Green Knights here on kind of a rainy, cold, dreary Saturday morning. My name is Tommy Aquilino. Welcome again to the Sugarman Sport Complex. Again, Fort Lee just about set to take on and host St. Joe's, a little public school, Catholic school action here on a Saturday morning. Fort Lee, coming off their first loss of the season, they lost at Ridgefield Park on Thursday, 2-1 in a divisional matchup. Now, hoping to get back on the winning track against a St. Joe's team that is still looking for their first win of the season as they come into play 0-5. We are just about set to get underway. Thank you so much for tuning into the Fort Lee Bridgeman Athletics stream of this game, which will be available on YouTube after this. Fort Lee entering play 3-1-2 on the season, so off to a pretty good start and still in first place in their division despite their most recent loss. St. Joe's, meanwhile, having a rough season so far. Winless in last place in the Big North United Division, whereas Fort Lee, like I said, in first place in the Big North American Division. 3-1 in division, along with Cliffside Park, but Fort Lee beat Cliffside Park back on September 16th by a score of 3-2, and still one game ahead of Ridgefield Park and Dwight Morrow, who are both 2-2 on the season. Fort Lee has already beaten Dwight Morrow and lost to Ridgefield Park. So you can see the Bridgemen are now taking the field in their black kits with orange lining and accenting of their numbers. And not just black kits, but black with gray lines going down the front of them. Pretty snazzy, in my opinion. And then the goalkeeper, Ilias Alkin, number 1, with the pink uni on. Meanwhile, St. Joe's Montvale, not to be confused with St. Joe's Metuchen, the Green Knights wearing their white road unis with with green accenting, numbering, and lettering. They are the Green Knights after all. And their goalkeeper, Devin Cambion, number 0, with a bright green kit on himself. So the Bridgemen have taken the pitch, looking for their 4th victory of the season. Last year, the Bridgemen only went 7-9-1 and 4-4 in division, off to a much better start this year. A couple ties to start things off, then they won 3 in a row, including divisional matchups against Cliffside Park and Dwight Morrow. Again, a loss 2 days ago to Ridgefield Park on their weird field that is like half soccer field, half baseball field. Strange. Today they will just be playing on turf, on their home turf, and the Bridgemen have done some home cooking so far this year. 2-0-1 here at the Dr. Alan W. Sugarman Sports Complex. Also 1-1-1 on the road. So 40 minutes on the clock, now a little under 40. We are underway. The Bridgemen are ready, the Green Knights are ready, and the Green Knights control to start things off. Fort Lee on their, or rather St. Joe's on their end of the field, trying to get under control here. Fort Lee, meanwhile, trying to make something happen, including number 9, Jamil Vagapov. And now Fort Lee will be throwing in. That's going to be number 11, Marcus Kang, and he will, or Marcus Lee, rather, excuse me. He will throw things back into the Fort Lee side of the field, and the Bridgemen will control. A whistle, as we might have had a handball there, and now Fort Lee will send things the other way. Just over a minute gone by here on a dreary Saturday morning. Fort Lee hosting St. Joe's Regional. At a play again, Fort Lee to throw in again. Long toss. Number 17, Uric Blanco, the only sophomore on this Fort Lee team, was in the area, but he was unable to control. Ball went out of play again. Off the throw-in, headed by a St. Joe's player. Now Fort Lee trying to make something happen. That was number 7, Emmanuel Nitkin, who I believe had the ball go off his foot and out of bounds. So now the Green Knights to throw in. Very small numbers on these St. Joe's uniforms. Number 17, George Sitaunis for the Green Knights. Ball was lost and taken the other way by Fort Lee. This is Vagapov chasing after it, and he will not get there. Devin Cambion, the goalkeeper, controls for St. Joe's. Cambion having a decent season, at least if NJ.com statistics are to be believed. For St. Joe's, the real issue has been scoring this season. They've played 5 games, and they have yet to score more than 2 goals in any of them. Like Fort Lee, they played and lost 2 days ago, 4-2 at home to Hackensack. St. Joe's 0-5 on the season and 0-3, putting them in last place in the Big North United Division. Fort Lee trying to make something happen here. Still no shots on goal, or really shots at all here in this game, as we are about 3.5 minutes in. Chasing after it now, I believe, is Daniel Butler. He is probably the best player on this St. Joe's team, so you want to look out for number 15. Fort Lee trying to control here. A couple players go down. That was number 18, Matthew DeDios for St. Joe's. And now it will, in fact, be Fort Lee getting possession here and trying to make something happen. Good pass there sent towards Emmanuel Nitkin. Centering opportunity. Ball knocked away by a St. Joe's defender. Here's a shot, and it's not going to be a shot on goal as it goes a little to the left. Cambion didn't have to do anything, and now he will retrieve the ball, and St. Joe's will head the other way. It's been a balanced scoring attack this season for the Bridgemen, though they haven't exactly been barn burners. They've played 6 games this year, and they have 16 goals. Looking for another one, Vagapov, I don't think is going to quite get a shot off. Cambion was there, so were a couple defenders, and we also have a whistle here. Little more than 5 minutes gone by here in the first half. And let's see if a card is going to be assessed. I think Vagapov is going to get a free kick here. He is. Opportunity here for the Bridgemen. Great save by Cambion. Vagapov went to the left. Really nice save by the St. Joe's goalkeeper. Like I said, the junior has played pretty well for St. Joe's, even though they've played a couple lopsided affairs this year. He came up huge there. Fort Lee still controlling. Brilliant opportunity for the Bridgemen early in this match, and a great save by Cambion. First save of the game for either side. St. Joe's doesn't even have a shot, let alone a shot on goal. Another opportunity here, and that pass was too far out in front of Vagapov. Also giving chase was number 15, Andrew Margolin. Devin Cambion boots it away, and St. Joe's will try to make something happen here. That was Butler losing it to a couple Fort Lee players. Now 15 for Fort Lee. Margolin chasing after it. Ball sent the other way, and it went out of play. Fighting for it was St. Joe's number 19, Angelo Pano. A much younger St. Joe's team than Fort Lee has. Multiple juniors, or sophomores, I should say, and freshmen on this team for the Green Knights. Might be part of the reason they've gone through some growing pains. Marcus Lee throws it in. Nice move there by St. Joe's number 11, Leo Steiner. Steiner is the captain of this St. Joe's team. That was number 6, Gordon Chang, battling for it. Ball sent along and now controlled by the Green Knights. I think that pass was intended for Steiner. It did not get to him, and the Bridgemen will try to go the other way. Now here's Steiner fighting with Chang, and Chang won that battle. Pass didn't get to Margolin, but it goes out of play and will be thrown in by Marcus Lee. Headed out of play by Pano. And we have a whistle as Fort Lee head coach Demba Main is going to make a substitution. About 9 minutes gone by, 31 minutes remaining here in the first half. One shot and one good opportunity for Fort Lee, but other than that, it's been pretty quiet here on a cold and dreary Saturday morning. Blanco goes down, loses control of the ball. Fort Lee will maintain. Butler was trying to be all alone with the goalkeeper, but he was unable to get to the ball. Does go out of play and will be thrown in by St. Joe's. Butler clearly wanting to make something happen and get out in front, and he is the one who does not control the ball here. Fort Lee trying to go the other way. This is Cheng sending it back to a teammate. And now the Bridgeman trying to make something happen. Ball sent the other way by number 28, Carlo Guardacione. Ilias Alkin sending it to a teammate. That's Marcus Lee. And now here is Blanco with it. Ball sent the other way. Guardacione, Lee slid right in front of him and made a nice pass. Neither team really able to control here. Now Blanco going to try to change that. I thought that might have been a handball on St. Joe's. It wasn't called. It probably wasn't, to be honest. But the Green Knights will control. This is Steiner with it, passing it on to a teammate. Butler wanted it, but the pass did not get to him. It goes out of play, and it will be a Green Knight ball. Thrown into Steiner, now battling a couple Bridgemen, and he loses that battle. Fort Lee going the other way. Pass ahead for Vagapov, and it's out of his reach. And Cambion will control for the Green Knights. Long pass intended for Butler. It did not get there, but now Steiner has it. He spins and loses. The Green Knights still control. Guardacione passing it ahead, and it will go out of play. Alkin for the Bridgeman. Ilias Alkin, the junior goalkeeper for the Bridgemen. A couple juniors in net for these two teams. Alkin for Fort Lee, Cambion for St. Joe's. Number 3, Kento Watanabe, sending a teammate along. Pass a little too far out in front. Cambion handled it again. Pass intended for Ishan Talapian, number 16 for the Bridgemen. Fort Lee trying to make something happen here. They had the one golden opportunity. Cambion making a great save. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet so far in the first almost 14 minutes of this match between Fort Lee and St. Joe's Regional. Ball thrown in by the Green Knights, but it will be the Bridgemen controlling. Cheng with it. Cheng loses it, but Fort Lee will maintain control here. This is Margolin. And Margolin will send it right to Cambion. No real opportunity there for Talapian. Demba Main's squad trying to shake off their 2-1 loss on Thursday to a division foe and win their 4th of the year. Nice lead pass for Butler, but he's going to be unable to get to it, and that should be out of play off of Didios. So a Fort Lee player will throw in. And gives it right back to the Green Knights. Fort Lee with it now. Fort Lee going the other way. Almost broken up by St. Joe's. The shot on net is saved by Cambion. That time he ranged to his left. Not positive that would have gone in, but either way, a good save by the St. Joe's junior goaltender. Or goalkeeper, I suppose I should say. This is not hockey. Some raindrops starting to fall here at the Sugarman Sport Complex. We had rain during the freshman game between these two schools. Fort Lee came away victorious. Now the varsity squads taking on each other. Under 25 minutes to go here in the first half. And Fort Lee will have their first corner kick opportunity of the day. And it is broken up, nicely defended there by the Green Knights. Fort Lee with another opportunity here. And that opportunity goes by the wayside. St. Joe's will keep the ball in play. Indecision there almost leads to the Green Knights losing it. Lead pass for Butler. Alkin gets involved and makes the stop. Wouldn't call that a shot or a save, but Ilias Alkin decided not to play around. Daniel Butler, the most dangerous Green Knight out there, and so Alkin came way out of the goal to stop that play. Now Watanabe fighting for it. He loses it, and going the other way is Pano, I believe, of St. Joe's. Pano winds up on his backside, but St. Joe's will still throw in here. And it is the sophomore specifically throwing in, but it immediately goes back out of play. Pano to throw in again. And he'll do it a third time. He loses it. Fort Lee headed the other way. Long pass ahead to Talapian. It does not get to him. But Fort Lee winds up with it again. Shot in the center of the pitch here, or an opportunity, I should say. No shot yet. Here's Margolin, saved by Cambion. Fort Lee starting to get some opportunities here, but Cambion keeping the door shut. Margolin heads it the other way. Trying to find Talapian, but he can't. And now the Green Knights control. Fancy footwork there by Steiner, but he loses it to the Bridgeman. Fort Lee headed the other way now. I believe that was number 10, Lucine Yu with the lead pass. And a nice defensive play by a member of St. Joe's to break up that play. Another opportunity for Fort Lee. They've had most of them, really only one good one for Butler and the Green Knights. But so far, we remain scoreless. The Bridgemen will get their second corner kick opportunity of the morning. So far, Fort Lee with both corner kicks and all 3 shots today, but we remain tied 0-0. Ball is up and headed away by St. Joe's. Now trying to take it the other way is number 10, Alexander Barra. Ball winds up out of play, and Barra, no Pano, will throw in for the Green Knights. We are just about halfway through this first half now. Talapian running after it. He's going to lose that chase, but St. Joe's will just send it out of bounds. Ball to be thrown in by Watanabe, it looks like. So another substitution here by Demba Main. Throw in goes right towards goal, and Cambion is there. That shouldn't be a shot, but still a nice play by the St. Joe's goalkeeper, who will try to get his team started the other way. DeDios with it, looking for a teammate. Doesn't reach him. Gordon Cheng getting a little too far out ahead of himself. Ball goes out of play and to be controlled now by St. Joe's. This is Guardacione with it, looking for a teammate. He has him. Fort Lee almost breaks it up. And now it will be the Bridgeman controlling. Number 24, Anthony Apgar in the area for St. Joe's. Ball goes out of play, and it will be Apgar throwing it in. Out of play again. Still Green Knight ball. This is Watanabe with it now for the Bridgeman. With a head of steam. Finds a teammate. This is Margolin with it now. Battling, and we get a whistle as Margolin went down. He was battling Pano, and Pano wins that battle. Pano looking for Butler, and Daniel Butler cannot control. It'll be Fort Lee ball. Watanabe will get his team started, or try to at least. He's going to start by passing it back to number 5, Michael Conte. Conte to Cheng, and now Fort Lee. On the St. Joe's side of the pitch. Watanabe with space. Sends it ahead, and it's going to just be kind of chested along by Talapian, and Cambion will settle things down for St. Joe's. DeDios with it for the Green Knights, and he sends it right to a Fort Lee defender. St. Joe's takes it back. Pass is intercepted by Conte. Defenseman going the other way. Looking for Talapian. Pass does not get there. Ball knocked out of play by St. Joe's. Rain starting to fall a little bit harder here at the Sugarman Sport Complex. Still 16 minutes to go in what has been a relatively quiet first half with some exciting moments sprinkled throughout. 3 shots on goal by my count, 2 corner kicks, all of that belonging to Fort Lee. But St. Joe's has hung tough, and we are still tied. No score here in the first half. Margolin swung and missed. Now Watanabe looking for a teammate. Still nothing doing. Out of play, it's going to remain Fort Lee possession. I believe this is number 2, Benjamin Kang throwing it in for the Bridgemen, headed away by a member of St. Joe's. Fort Lee still trying to control here and now taken away by a member of the Green Knights. Long pass ahead, gives it right back to the Bridgemen. Now St. Joe's will have it again. The Green Knights are going to slow things down a little bit. Pass almost broken up. Daniel Butler still looking for it. Conte will just kick the ball out of play. Number 13, Jake Fitzsimmons, was looking for Butler. Now he will throw in to Butler. Or actually, no, he won't. We're going to have a substitution made here by the Green Knights. Sataunis will come out. Number 7, Augustus Berzins, sophomore midfielder, is in for the Green Knights. And it's going to be another sophomore, Pano, throwing in. Gets it to Fitzsimmons. Talapian trying to take it away from him. He cannot. Now Conte battling for it. Conte wins the battle, but his pass almost taken away by St. Joe's. Physical play by a member of Fort Lee, and now we have a whistle. No card will be given, but so scratch that. We actually do have a yellow card assessed. First one of the match, it goes against Fort Lee. Demba Main will make a substitution, or he already did, and now we are set to get started again. St. Joe's will control, obviously, after the yellow card. Still 13 minutes remaining here in the first half. And immediately, Fort Lee will go the other way with it. Shot sent towards goal, and it will not reach goal. Can it be kept in bounds? No. St. Joe's ball. Still 3 official shots on goal, all of which were saved by Cambion. And now the Green Knights will make another substitution. I believe that's Sataunis coming back in the game. It'll be Pano throwing in again for the Green Knights. Lucien Yu trying to control, unable to, and now St. Joe's will send it the other way. Guardascione looking for a teammate. Lead pass was 2 out ahead of him. Alkin handled it for Fort Lee, and he sends his team the other way. Bad pass, and now St. Joe's will have it. Ball thrown in by St. Joe's could not be controlled by Sataunis, so back to the Bridgemen. Fitzsimmons for St. Joe's. Watanabe slides and goes out of play off of Watanabe. Pano with it now for the Green Knights. I believe that was Steiner sending it along. I don't really think that's a save for Ilias Alkin, but he does send the Bridgemen on their way. Gordon Cheng with it now. Finds a teammate. And that was broken up by Apgar. St. Joe's ball again. Just about a half hour gone by here in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Looks like the rain has subsided. A chilly Saturday morning, and honestly, both of these teams have been a little cold today. Only 3 shots on goal, all of them belonging to the Bridgemen. 0-0 as we get to the final 10 minutes of the first half. Fort Lee trying to change that. No, it's definitely still raining. Cambion has it for the Green Knights. Cambion electing to kick this one. It's handled by Cheng of Fort Lee. Now Yu sends it back to one of his defenders. That's Conte. Pass almost broken up by Alexander Barra, but it goes out of play. Another substitution for Fort Lee. Meanwhile, Watanabe will throw in for the Bridgemen. Still well more than 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Margolin chasing after it. He won't get there. Talapian kind of knocked down a St. Joe's defender, and it will be Green Knight ball. St. Joe's looking for their first win of the season. Fort Lee also coming off a loss. Fort Lee has it now. And an opportunity here. No, Talapian was just offsides, I believe. So it's St. Joe's ball now. Pano passes it along to Steiner. Steiner looking for Butler, headed away by Conta. Now Guardacione has it. We have a whistle here, and I'm not really sure what the whistle was about. Looks like a couple St. Joe's players were annoyed about something. Probably because they lost the ball. Conte will control for the Bridgemen. Wind blowing, rain falling, and Fort Lee trying to make something happen here in the waning minutes of the first half. I believe Vagapov was calling for it. Ball could not find him, but the Bridgemen do have possession right now. Conte passes it ahead. Now Vagapov, no. Ball goes off his foot and is knocked out of bounds by a member of St. Joe's. Fort Lee will throw in. and they'll do it again. Now, actually, this time it'll be St. Joe's ball. Another substitution. Butler will actually come out of the game for the Green Knights, along with Sataunis. Two of the more dangerous players for St. Joe's, they come out. Number 2, Lucas Meny, is back in the game. Might be actually the first time I've called his name for St. Joe's. The Green Knights do have it now. Margolin trying to take it away. He is unable to. Rain starting to fall a little bit harder here in Fort Lee. Still time here in the first half. Watanabe breaks up that play. And they're going to have to get a new ball. Final 5 minutes to go here in the first half. The Green Knights are going to have their first corner kick opportunity of the morning. Shot is up and headed right into the arms of Ilias Alkin. First time today he's had to make a save, and he made a good one. Now it's Talapian and Vagapov trying to make something happen for Fort Lee. They haven't gotten a shot off yet. And the ball will go out of play off of the Bridgemen. So an exciting last few minutes might be in store, of the first half at least. Still 4 minutes to go. Fort Lee ball. The Bridgemen do control. Lucien Yu with some fancy footwork, but the ball is knocked out of play by Berzins. St. Joe's not wanting to take any chances here. You don't want to give up a goal late in the first half, especially if you're a team like St. Joe's that has struggled this season but hung tough today. Ball thrown in by Fort Lee, but once again, Berzins content to just knock it out of play. St. Joe's has twice allowed 7 goals in a game this season, trying to keep Fort Lee off the board through the first half. Their first 2 matches of the year were 7-0 defeats at Don Bosco and then against Bergen Catholic. Since then, they've lost games 2-1, 4-2, and 4-2 against Hackensack 2 days ago. Corner kick here for the Bridgemen. Kind of a line drive kick, headed, I believe, by Talapian, out of play. St. Joe's will take over. Third corner kick opportunity for Fort Lee, as opposed to 1 for St. Joe's. We're still tied 0-0 here on a rainy and cold Saturday morning. St. Joe's trying to make something happen in the final minutes of the first half. But it will be Bridgeman ball. We've hit the 2-minute warning, as it were. That ball did not stay in bounds. The Green Knights will take over. going to wind up with the Bridgeman again. Headed the other way, and now St. Joe's takes back over. Pass got past Chang. Berzins looking for a teammate. And sent out of play off of Fort Lee. Another throw-in for St. Joe's. Looks like it's going to be Apgar doing the honors. Under a minute to go here in the first half, so St. Joe's has to work somewhat quickly. Apgar looking for someone to throw into. Now Apgar has it. Little two-man action. Shot not particularly close off the foot of the midi Berzins. Fort Lee will take over as we are probably headed for a scoreless first half. Talapian with a defender all over him. Margolin trying to send his team along. Now it's Cheng with it. Long pass from Cheng. He's got Yu. Lucien Yu scores! No scoreless first half after all. Lucien Yu off the long pass from Gordon Cheng. He gets Fort Lee on the board with 14 seconds remaining in the first half. What a play by Denver main squad. Gordon Cheng, the long pass. He will get the assist and 1 point. Lucien Yu with the goal and 2 points. And it will be 1-0 Fort Lee after 40 minutes of action here at the Sugarman Sport Complex. Things got very exciting there towards the end of the first half. We're going to have a 10-minute break. It's the halftime intermission, whatever you want to call it. Don't go anywhere. We should have an exciting second half ready to go for you. Fort Lee 1, St. Joe's 0 after 40 minutes of action. Before we go, I just want to give a shout out to our proud Fort Lee Bridgman Athletics sponsors, the William T. Birch Children's Fund, Sedona Tap House, the finest construction of Fort Lee, the Fort Lee Soccer Club, It's Greek to Me of Fort Lee, the Fort Lee Education Association, the VFW of Fort Lee, the Bergen Black Sox, Connect One Bank of Fort Lee Pizza, and the Collective Hair Salon of Fort Lee. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you for tuning in. Again, don't go anywhere. Second half action is coming up. Welcome back if you went somewhere. If not, I'm back. Tommy Aquilina back here with you for the second half action as the Fort Lee Bridgemen look to hold on to their 1-0 lead over the St. Joe's Green Knights. Do want to apologize for some technical difficulties we are having, so the audio may or may not be going in and out occasionally, but thank you for sticking with us. It was a good first half between these two squads. Not always exciting, but definitely some excitement in the final few minutes, including a goal by Lucien Yu, assist by Gordon Cheng, with just 14 seconds remaining in the first half. And now we are 14 seconds into the second half, and the ball has already gone out of play. It will be thrown in by the Green Knights, trailing 1-0. They've been trailing a lot this season. They have yet to win a game, 0-5 and 0-3 in their division, the Big North United. Fort Lee, meanwhile, tied for first place in the Big North American, 3-1 in division. Cliffside Park is also 3-1, although the Bridgemen beat Cliffside Park back on September 16th, so really Fort Lee is a first-place team. Looking to avenge their 2-1 defeat to Ridgefield Park a couple days ago. First loss of the year, so Demba Maine's team is 3-1-2 on the season. Looking to improve to 3-0-1 at home this year. Ball goes out of play. It'll be Benjamin Kang throwing in for the Bridgemen. Kang looking for Vagapov. Fort Lee maintains it. Talapian to Chang. Good slide tackle there by a member of the Green Knights. This is Vagapov with it again for the Bridgemen. Centering try, and it's knocked out of harm's way by a member of the Green Knights. Kang heads it towards me in the stands. I'm in the booth. It reached the stands. And so Fort Lee will throw in, and it is going to be Apgar specifically throwing in. He looks for Ryan Ayala Toro. Can't get it to him, and the ball goes out of play again. So right back to the Bridgemen. It's been raining on and off right now. No raindrops falling. Also, this is a turf football / soccer field, so we don't really have to worry about muddy or sloppy playing conditions. Potential opportunity for Talapian. He does not get a shot off. Devin Cambian is there. The St. Joe's goalkeeper has been pretty good today. He's made 3 saves, but of course he's also allowed 1 goal. That was scored by you. Ball winds up out of play. It will be thrown in by Fort Lee. Vagapov to you. Little 2-man action. You for Talapian. Fort Lee with an opportunity to make something happen here. Talapian. Centering try. Ball knocked out of play by a Green Knight. Fort Lee wearing their black kits with orange accenting. St. Joe's wearing their white kits with green accenting. 1-0 Bridgman. Not quite 5 minutes gone by. Here in the first half, or the second half, rather, I should say. Long pass ahead for St. Joe's. Michael Conte will just knock it out of play, but it will remain a Green Knight ball. St. Joe's looking for their first win of the year. They only got one all of last season. They went 1-14-2. Off to an 0-5 start this year, but after a couple thrashings against some of their division foes, they've played some closer matches of late, but still a 1-goal loss to Paramus Catholic and 2-goal defeats to DePaul and Hackensack on Thursday. And now a St. Joe's player loses it. Pass ahead. Didn't get to its intended target, but Cheng has it. Vagapov. Sharp angle try. I think he was looking for a teammate, but St. Joe's broke it up. Next goal is vitally important. Obviously, St. Joe's would tie the game if they score next. But if Fort Lee does, that would be big. St. Joe's has yet to score more than 2 goals in a game this season. Fourth corner kick of the day for Fort Lee, not the morning anymore. It is 12:05 Eastern time. So first corner kick of the afternoon for Fort Lee, fourth of the day. Nothing really happened there, and now Kang will throw in for the Bridgeman. And it's Kang with it. He goes down, and St. Joe's sends it the other way. Gordon Cheng gets a good angle, takes it away from a player, and Gordon Cheng and the Bridgeman will control. Cheng just taking it away from Ayala Toro there. A whistle blows that play dead, and so St. Joe's will look to get the ball out of harm's way and try to make something happen themselves. Just one shot on goal for the Green Knights. It was saved by Alkin. Fort Lee has actually only scored more than 2 goals in 2 of their first 6 matches so far this season. 3-2 win against Cliffside Park on September 16th and an 8-1 rout of Dumont on September 19th. Since then, a 2-0 win against Dwight Morrow, and then a couple days ago, a 2-1 loss at Ridgefield Park. Conte to Kang as Fort Lee looks to extend their lead here. Pass did not get to Vagapov. Apgar sends St. Joe's the other way, but his pass gets all the way to number 4, Samuel Choi, who sends the Bridgemen on their way. That pass got past a couple Bridgemen, but Vagapov recovers. Now it's number 13, Christian Lozano with it. Gets it to you, who finds Vagapov in the corner, and he sends it right into the waiting arms of Cambion. Give Vagapov a shot and Cambion a save for that one. Call it the 5th shot on goal for Fort Lee and the 4th save for St. Joe's junior goalkeeper. Little more than 9 minutes gone by here in the second half. Fort Lee maintaining a 1-goal advantage over the Green Knights of St. Joe's. Number 8, Landon Kaplan, was looking for it. He could not control. No one could for Fort Lee. But Cheng tried to get them going again, but he sent it out of play. So it'll be St. Joe's ball. Berzins loses it. Kaplan goes down, and we have a whistle. A yellow card has been assessed. Second of the day, first one that goes against St. Joe's. So a brief stoppage in play with 30 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the second half. Substitution made following the yellow card. And I believe stepping onto the pitch will be number 6, Zachary VR. Ball winds up out of play, so nothing doing there for Fort Lee. It remains a 1-goal game. Another substitution as Daniel Butler steps back on for St. Joe's. Meanwhile, it's Fort Lee controlling here. Kang passing it ahead to Lozano, who loses it. And coming up a bit limp after that play is Pano. No, I lied. Not 19. That was number 18, De Dios. Kang will throw in for Fort Lee. Demba Main also makes a substitution. Kang battling Berzins for it. Yu with a pass as he goes down. Pass is intercepted. St. Joe's trying to control, but they do not. Samuel Choi to Kang. And the ball goes out of play. Blanco for Fort Lee, battling Apgar for St. Joe's there. Now Blanco after it again. He and Vagapov fighting for it. Vagapov stepped in front of by Barra. Ball goes out of play again. Fort Lee threatening here in the second half, trying to extend their lead to 2 after Lucien Yu scored with just 14 seconds remaining in the first half. We have about 28 minutes remaining here in the second half. De Dios loses it to Cheng, but St. Joe's will still control here. Berzins with it. And now the ball is on the foot of Butler, the most dangerous member of St. Joe's. Butler with a long pass ahead to Lucas Meny, and Meny loses it. Yu with it for the Bridgeman. 3 of his teammates ahead of him. Lead pass for Vagapov. Gets past Cambion. Saved by a member of St. Joe's. Oh my goodness. Do or die for St. Joe's. And one of their defenders was there to bail out Cambion. It remains a 1-goal affair. It also remains a Fort Lee ball. Kang looking for Vagapov. Sharp angle try. Doesn't get to Kaplan. Blanco. Saved by Cambion. Some great opportunities here for Fort Lee, but they're unable to extend their lead. Conta heads it the wrong way. Daniel Butler. No. Butler unable to get a shot off, and the ball will wind up in the hands of Ilias Alkin. He gets the Bridgman started. About 14 minutes gone by here in the second half. 26 minutes remaining. Remember, there is no stoppage time. Clock only really stopping on scores and yellow or red cards. This is the goal scorer, Yu, with it now for Fort Lee. He finds Kang, who is stood up and loses it at a play. It'll be Apgar throwing in for the Green Knights. Substitution for Demba Main's squad. Emmanuel Nitkin back into the game for Fort Lee. Meanwhile, St. Joe's controls. Butler after it. And good defensive work right there by Choi. No shot for Butler. Fort Lee ball. 25 minutes remaining here in the second half. Fort Lee 1, St. Joe's 0 here on a cold Saturday now afternoon. Long pass. Nitkin doesn't get there. Cambion has it for St. Joe's. Butler trying to control here, and St. Joe's does have it. This is Berzins with it now, battling a couple Bridgemen, and losing it near one of the corners. What are we going to have here? Looks like a corner kick opportunity for St. Joe's. Just their second of the day, compared to 4 for the Bridgemen. Kick is up and not knocked out of harm's way. Basically a backward shot by a member of St. Joe's, and a whistle blows the play dead. Fort Lee survives that one. Alkin lightly taps it to Conte, and the Bridgemen get started. Kang looking ahead for a teammate, and he just dumps it off to the goal scorer, Yu. Definitely not time for keep away ball yet. Fort Lee just trying to get a good opportunity to make something happen. Blanco with an opportunity, but Apgar controls for the Green Knights. DiDios with a long pass looking for Butler. He didn't find him. And now both Apgar and DiDios let the ball go out of play. Call that a win there for Blanco, going 2v1 against a couple Green Knights. Fort Lee ball. Yu loses it to Apgar. Another long pass looking for Butler. Gets past Butler, and Alkin handles easily. Fort Lee once again on the attack. Shot from the corner. Hits nothing. St. Joe's will take it the other way. Carlo Guardacione for St. Joe's. He gets it back, finds Didios in the middle of the pitch. Didios sends it to no one in particular. Obviously, he wanted a teammate to get there, but he did not, so Fort Lee will take over again. Kang with his head up. Ball got by Nitkin, but it will go out of play off of Apgar, so Fort Lee will still control. Fort Lee also going to make a substitution. Demba Main will sub Margolin out. Kang tosses in for the Bridgeman. We are almost at the halfway point of this second half. 1-0 Fort Lee. I believe that was Kaplan unable to keep the ball in play for the Bridgemen, so St. Joe's will go the other way with it. And we are now more than halfway through the second half. Fort Lee almost took it right back. Pass ahead for Apgar. He's got a little bit of room to work with. Kang defending him. Looking for Butler. Finds a member of Fort Lee instead. Bridgman ball. Yu looking for Nitkin. Ball knocked out of play by Barra. Kang will throw in for the Bridgeman. Off Nitkin's head, out of bounds. Not exactly what he wanted to do there. Green Knight ball. Just one shot on goal for St. Joe's so far today. It was saved by Ilias Alkin. Fort Lee maintaining a 1-goal advantage. Apgar has it for St. Joe's. This is Butler with it, and Butler, that's a shot, and Alkin goes down to his knees but handles it. Ilias Alkin, careful not to make a mistake there. He did not, and now his team has it going the other way. 2 saves so far today for the junior goalkeeper, and no goals allowed. Fort Lee with 1 shutout win this season. Also tied Riverdale. 0-0 was the final on September 12th. Fort Lee started the season 0-0-2, then won 3 in a row, and today they're trying to avenge their loss on Thursday. Was that off Nitkin or a member of St. Joe's? Looks like they're going to say it was off Nitkin, St. Joe's ball. Under 17 minutes to play here in the second half. You know Butler wants to make something happen for St. Joe's. He's the lead man now for the Green Knights. Conta steps in front of him, kicks it past him. Oh, another player was there. Burzins with a bad shot. Goes way over Alkin's head, way over the goal, over everything, and out of play. It took a little bit for them to get another ball for them to use back on the pitch, but we are ready to get going again. Under 16 minutes remaining here in the second half. Apgar heads it along, but controlled now by Kang and the Bridgeman. Burzins trying to harass Alkin, but he gets the Bridgeman started. This is you with it now. Lone goal scorer today. Nitkin sends it back to Chang. Nitkin went down, so did a Green Knight. That ball got past Cambion, but falls harmlessly to the left of the net. Fort Lee came that close to extending their lead, but it remains a one-goal affair. Number 23, Quinn Brennan, tries to get St. Joe's started, but the ball goes out of play. Kang throws in for Fort Lee. Now Nitkin trying to go the other way, battling Didios, and we have a handball. I believe the ball hit Nitkin's arm. Didios will kick it in for St. Joe's. Opportunity here for the Green Knights, and that pass by their captain Steiner doesn't hit anybody and goes out of play. Alkin will get the Bridgeman started. Steiner still trying to make something happen. Pass right to a man. Oh my goodness, what a save by Alkin. He gave it right to Burzins. Burzins had no one in his way. And then Alkin redeemed himself by making a great save. Wow. Golden opportunity for St. Joe's. Easily their best of the day. And Burzins wastes it. Third save of the day for Alkin. Butler could not get a shot off. Really good pass by Didios, but Butler wasn't quite there. Another good opportunity for St. Joe's. Fort Lee maintains their one-goal advantage. I still cannot believe that Alkin gave the ball right to Burzins, but then Burzins basically shot it right into Alkin's chest. A mistake by the Fort Lee goalkeeper, but he immediately makes up for it with the save. 1-0 Fort Lee. Under 13 to play in the second half. Nitkin. Ball winds up with Gordon Chang. Shot by Fort Lee goes off a Green Knight and out of play. Coach Main will make a substitution here. It looks like Kaplan will come off, and Jamil Vagapov will step back on the pitch. A throw-in for Fort Lee. Nitkin with it, but it goes out of play. They throw it right back in to Nitkin, number 7. They were looking for Vagapov. He was unable to control. Ball goes out of play again off of St. Joe's. Nitkin with it again, battling a couple players, including Brennan. Once again, Fort Lee will get to throw it in. Nitkin chasing after it. Ball goes out of play again. Still Fort Lee ball. And this time it's going to be a corner kick for the Bridgemen. Kick is up. Gets past everybody. Kept in play by Talapian. Fort Lee can't control. This is Butler with it for the Green Knights. With Choi next to him, Butler scores! St. Joe's most dangerous goal scorer, Daniel Butler, ties this match at 1. 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second half. Fort Lee had opportunities to extend the lead. They did not, and now Butler ties it. Fourth shot on goal of the day for St. Joe's. Gets them on the board. We are tied at 1. Now Angelo Pano subs in for the Green Knights. So it's a new ball game with 10 minutes remaining. Fort Lee 1 on the U goal. St. Joe's 1 on the Butler goal. And now Butler tries to head it the other way. That somehow was not a handball against St. Joe's. Fort Lee does control here, though. This is Blanco with it. Blanco loses it. Ball goes out of play. Kang and Blanco battling Apgar there. Kang threw in. But it's actually St. Joe's ball. This is DiDios with it. No, it's not. Fort Lee will take over again. The Bridgemen need to regroup here after giving up their lead. We are still tied. And Conte keeps Butler from having an opportunity to get a shot off there. Ball goes out of play. It'll remain St. Joe's ball. For one of the first times today, the Green Knights are buzzing. DiDios. Trying to get it back from Apgar. He does not. You had it momentarily, but loses it. That shot is saved by Alkin. Guardacion got a pretty good shot off there. It was headed for the lower corner of the net. But Alkin was there to make his 4th save of the day. Talapian bodies away a Green Knight. Looking for a teammate, couldn't find him. This is Yu with it. Lucien Yu trying to control, and he cannot. DiDios knocks it out of play. Kang will throw in for the Bridgemen. Under 8 minutes to go in the second half. DiDios goes down. Yu finds a teammate. Nitkin gets a shot off. Cambion went to save it. Ball goes out of play. No real opportunity there for the ball to actually go in the net off the foot of Nitkin. St. Joe's takes over. DiDios and Blanco battling. Blanco goes down, and St. Joe's takes it the other way. Apgar, the leading pass for Pano. Pano loses it. Choi keeps it in bounds only momentarily. Out off Joe's. Kang to throw in after Fort Lee makes a substitution. Number 14, Nathan Vigodner steps on for the Bridgemen. And St. Joe's will have it out of play. Just over 6 minutes to go here in the second half. The Daniel Butler goal tying the game at 1 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second half. A little more than 4 minutes gone by since then. Ilias Alkin has made another good save to keep us tied. Kang with it. Now Cheng avoiding Butler and finding a teammate. Vagapov after it. He's unable to keep it in play, and St. Joe's will take over. Fort Lee takes it away. They had an opportunity there. They don't get a shot off. Now Apgar battling Kang. Kang wins the battle, but St. Joe's sends it the other way. Pano now loses it to Kang. Fort Lee ball. Yu with some fancy footwork. Yu to Vigodner. Centering try, and Yu's header goes out of play. Cambion didn't have to make a save there. St. Joe's takes over again, under 5 minutes remaining in the second half. Bridgeman 1, Green Knights 1. Cheng goes down, and we do get a whistle there. That'll go against Steiner. No yellow card, but Fort Lee will take over. 4 minutes remaining in the second half. Cheng, knocked down by Butler from behind. Fort Lee gets going again right away. Not a lot of time to waste here. Header opportunity, another one, stopped by St. Joe's. Fort Lee still threatening. Now a shot towards net, and they score! Ishan Talapian, with under 4 minutes to go in the second half, puts Fort Lee back in front 2-1. The junior, Ishan Talapian, hoping for the game winner. 3:35 remaining in the second half. Fort Lee led 1-0. Now they lead 2-1. A 2-1 loss to Ridgefield Park 2 days ago, hoping for a 2-1 win here. St. Joe's was looking for Butler, unable to get it to him. Conte was there. St. Joe's will throw in, but they are super low on time now. Just about 3 minutes remaining. Ball almost got to Butler. I'm not really sure he was ready for it, to be honest. Throws back his head as he knows he did have an opportunity there, and he did not cash it in. He has it here, though. I lied. That was not Butler. That was Pano. Does get it off, and St. Joe's still controls here. Guardacione looking for Apgar. Out of play. Off St. Joe's. Yu to Vagapov. Back to you. Now it's Kaplan with it. Almost gets knocked down. Kaplan still has it. Battling multiple Green Knights. Centering try, they score! What a pass by Kaplan! He finds you, and Fort Lee, just like that, leads 3-1. Chang with the assist on the first U goal. That time, Kaplan picks up the assist. A really nice play by Landon Kaplan, and Fort Lee now with their first 2-goal lead of the day. That should have been a handball against St. Joe's. It wasn't called. Shouldn't really matter, though. A 2-goal lead for the Bridgemen with under 2 minutes to play. They score 2 goals in 1 minute and 33 seconds to turn a 1-1 affair into a 3-1 lead. Fort Lee will improve to 4-1-2 on the season. St. Joe's will fall to 0-6. And then both teams will be off for the rest of September. There's only 2 days left in September. And then on October 1st, both teams will be back in action. Fort Lee will be home again against Fairlawn, and that will be a game under the lights. That'll be a 7 o'clock p.m. affair. Meanwhile, St. Joe's will host Don Bosco at 4:15 on Monday, October 1st. They will still be looking for their first win of the season. Fort Lee up 3-1, final half minute of play. The Bridgemen looking for more, but Cambion handles that one. This is Vagapov with it. He finds you, one of several players having really good days for the Bridgemen. You, Talapian, Kaplan, Chang, also the goalie, Ilias Alkin. And that does it. The Fort Lee Bridgemen come back from their divisional loss 2 days ago. They beat the St. Joe's Green Knights 3-1 here on a dreary Saturday morning and afternoon. Want to give a special shout out to Dimitri Nanas. He makes these streams work. Want to thank Fort Lee head coach Demba Main. Want to thank Fort Lee athletic director Michael Raftery. Want to thank you so much for tuning in on a Saturday. I am Tommy Aquilina signing off. Once again, your final score, the Fort Lee Bridgemen 3, the St. Joe's Green Knights 1. We will see you next time, everybody. So long.